We've got more breaking news coming in. Security, as you can imagine, has been tightened outside the Bangladesh High Commission in Delhi. Barricades have come up there. India has also, like we just told you, kept aircraft on standby to avert any untoward situation. This is standard operating procedure. Whenever there is any kind of a sudden air movement or an unplanned air movement towards Delhi, the C-130 Bangladesh Air Force aircraft that's going to be landing in Delhi with Sheikh Hasina on board would obviously have, done all its paperwork, filed its flight path, sought permission for this landing. So it's not like it's coming out of the blue. But that doesn't mean that the Indian Air Force, the Indian intelligence system will not be making preparations for any kind of a possibility. Who all are on board it will be known only to the Indian intelligence agencies, to Air Traffic Control, the Airports Authority, and to the National Security Advisor's Office and the higher echelons of the government. But at this point of time, very much remains shrouded in mystery. Will Sheikh Hasina remain in Delhi once she lands, or will she make her way to London as is being speculated? Aircraft have been kept on standby for any kind of possible untoward eventuality. Remember that the military doesn't have the luxury of not being prepared for untoward situations, and therefore, the possibility of a hijack, the possibility of a diversion, all of these unlikely but extreme scenarios are always accounted for in India's response matrix. And that's the reason why the Indian Air Force, India Today's Manjeet Negi is reporting, has kept aircraft on standby. I'm presuming this means fighter aircraft in the event of any kind of untoward incident or eventuality. We're notifying you of that, but obviously the possibility of that seems unlikely, since the Bangladesh Air Force aircraft carrying Sheikh Hasina was likely a planned escape for the Prime Minister, provided by and with the complicity of the Bangladesh military. These are live pictures coming in from the streets of Dhaka. Take a look at the big crowds that are swelling before the camera's eyes in the wake of a beleaguered, departing, democratically elected Prime Minister of Bangladesh. They're spilling out into the streets. The possibility of uprising, retributive violence against the Awami League and more is likely. The Mujibur Rahman statue, Mujibur Rahman, the founder of Bangladesh, the father of Bangladesh, a Gandhi-like figure who is usually above political lines in Bangladesh, his statue has been taken over by opposition protesters and angry students in Bangladesh as well, giving you a sense of just how extreme and volatile the situation in our neighboring country really is at this point of time. You've seen people climbing and clambering onto that statue, which would have been pretty much unthinkable at one point of time in Bangladesh. But now you've got someone clambering onto the head of Bangladesh's Gandhi, Mujibur Rahman. He happens to be the father of Sheikh Hasina, the Prime Minister who has just resigned and fled under fear of harm and fear of death from her very own residence. And she's been ferreted out by the Bangladesh military itself, giving you an inside view of how the wheels within wheels usually turn in dramatic collapses of this kind. The Bangladesh army chief just a short while ago made a statement to the nation saying, calling for peace and saying that an interim government will be formed after which elections will be held. But for the moment, it is the Bangladesh military itself, ironically, that has facilitated the dramatic exit of a democratically elected Prime Minister of Bangladesh. They're eating her food, they're sleeping in her bed, they're looting her furniture, they've damaged property inside the Prime Minister's house. This is all public property, mind you, in the wake of the vacuum left by the departing Prime Minister, who is likely to land in Delhi in a very, very short time from now. I want to put the sound up on some of those pictures coming in from inside the Bangladesh Prime Minister's official residence. Let's just circle through some of those pictures for a moment. Get some sound up, see what those students and protesters are saying.
মোবারকীয় জানিয়েছেন সবাইকে।
Here's a look at all the very latest that's happening right now. Very quick recap of what's happening. Sheikh Hasina, the Prime Minister of Bangladesh, has resigned as PM of Bangladesh and was seen boarding an army helicopter from Dhaka to go to a safe location. Sources say that she first flew to the Kurmil Tola area in Bangladesh in a chopper and then boarded a C-130 aircraft which is likely to land in Delhi very shortly. She has fled Dhaka, that's for certain. The Army Chief of Bangladesh is meeting all political parties, including the Jamaat, in Dhaka, and an interim government will be formed by the army very shortly. Protesters have flooded the streets of Dhaka in Bangladesh. Sheikh Hasina's wake is now being seen as an open call for rioting and protests and vandalism on the streets of Bangladesh. An Awami League office has been set on fire already. Chief of Army Staff of Bangladesh, General Waqar-uz-Zaman, has called for peace amidst the turmoil, says an interim government will be formed and all murders will be investigated. Over 300 people have died in Bangladesh in historic violence over the last few weeks. Angry protesters stormed Sheikh Hasina's Dhaka residence and have been seen taking a stroll in the garden, setting fire to items, looting the kitchen, taking over the gardens, removing furniture, stealing property, taking pictures, sleeping in one of the beds in the VIP bedrooms as well. Wrong pictures, yeah.